Hey booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Welcome back, everybody. Woo, woo, woo. It is season 9 of the Wake Up Happy Sis show with me, the hostess with the mostest, your chief self-love officer, Leanne Dulce, and my fabulous co-host, aka Comedy Central. That's what we're gonna call her, Comedy Central, Sharonda Sealy. And you are listening to the Wake Up Happy Sis show. We're broadcasting live on KCCR Cityscape Radio and a whole bunch of other platforms. And we're doing it because we're here to change the narrative for our people. We want to make sure that we are telling our stories our way. And we're unapologetic about it. Let's just be clear. So today's episode is in honor of Creative Maladjustment Week. And for those of you who don't know what it is, I'm going to tell you what that is in a second. But our episode is Unshackle Your Fears, Unleashing Your Inner Rebel. And it's all about breaking free from society's chains and letting your true unapologetic self shine. Because that's what you get every episode here with Sharonda and I. You getting unapologetically us, whether you wanted to or not. Okay? Now, we're going to be diving deep into how to revolt against the status quo and how you can reclaim your power, how you can learn to be your true and authentic self. So grab your favorite mug of something. Make sure there's a whole lot of love in it. You see, I got my love mug. And let's make today a day full of energy and purpose. Okay? So
I wanted to say happy belated birthday
Thank
to you, lady.
Yes.
Because while we were off, somebody was, beating me to 53 and stuff.
You know, chapter 53.
Somebody got to be first and stuff.
Somebody got to be first. Somebody's got to do it, right? Somebody has got to do it. And why not me? Because I'm built for this. So.
Mm-hmm. And so are you in them lashes, ma'am. Is that because of season 9 and stuff?
I would love to say that it was, but this weekend, I was in DC shooting a docuseries about myself called Making of an Entrepreneur with Shay Brown and his team. So the lashes are remnants of that, and this stuff is really bothering me. You're going to see me blinking a lot and rubbing my eyes because I don't know if it's the lashes or whatever makeup she had on.
Girl, it's like you lifting weights with your eyelids.
Baby, that's what it's like.
I tried that one time. I don't even think I lasted a whole day. I really don't.
Baby, these things, if you are not used to wearing lashes, I don't see how you women can do it every day.
I'm like going ahead and apply.
And it looks good because you see them eyes looking all almondy delicious, but I feel like my eyes is closed like this today. Like I gotta look like this so you can see my eyes.
Make sure you not sleep over there, ma'am.
Leanne, wake up. Huh? I ain't sleep. So, but yes, my birthday was this past Wednesday. I did enter chapter 53. And before we kind of get into the show, I like to, for me, every year, what I do for my birthday is I take some time of self-reflection over who I've been the last year so that I know what changes I want to make in who I am, how I show up in this world, and also how do I want my next year to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this year I realized I've had a lot of loss in this last year, this last season of my life. Chapter 52 was rough. Chapter 52 was very rough. And it brought out a lot of emotions, you know. And good morning, Tanya. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. But it brought out a lot of trauma triggers. Well, there were a lot of triggers, and it brought out some healing that I needed to do, which is a good thing. Um, and I'm being very vulnerable in this moment, in that it's brought out the fact that um, that my father leaving, my mother dying when I was very young, I have abandonment issues. So we're working through all of that. And that's what life is, people. That's what growth is. There's always going to be trauma. There's always going to be something that's going to trigger trauma that you thought was healed or that you didn't even really know about. So don't let it get you down, because, we make things happen here. Like I said, we head into the storm. We don't run from it. This season is about really, so my chapter 53 is really about loving myself more unconditionally. And that means readjusting some of my boundaries. And it may mean letting some people out of my life. Sometimes you got to let some people go with God, Crispy. If you ever hear me say that, you've been released to your destiny from my life. I can still love you, but I will love you from afar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is.
I get that. I totally get that. And I've to show you in how much of alignment that we are, I said as much to my to somebody. I was supposed to have family come in for the holiday, and there was somebody in the midst that apparently was not supposed to make it to Texas. But that also kept away my family members and stuff. But everything is fine. We regrouping, and they're gonna be one party short later on in the year, because it's this thing about stewardship. If you cannot be trusted with the small, how can you be trusted and counted on for the large and the huge?
That's
and
right.
the things, the amounts that you've never seen before and stuff. But I'm glad that things were revealed now, and my peace was protected, because the Lord is like, yeah, no, they not ready. They not on the. Remember, I told you that my grandmother told my parents that you guys could have something if you work together. Remember a couple of seasons ago? Well, I shared that with my cousin and her significant other and stuff. She felt it. He heard it, but he didn't take it into his spirit and stuff.
Right. And that's the difference. You got to take that into your spirit, and you got to listen with your whole spirit. You can't be, I'm going to just listen a little bit. I'm going to just listen
because it was because after the fact, that conversation, she told me this morning, because the conversation happened like, okay, so I was in and out of the hospital with rheumatoid arthritis, and that's
right. I noticed. I was going to ask you about the hand thing.
Yeah, and it was them doggone steroids that had my ass wired for sound at 02:30 in the morning. Why I was up, I have no idea. But the Lord had a captive audience, and he said, listen, this is what I want you to tell them. And so it was 5 people that were supposed to be here for the holiday, but I only got to talk to the 2 adults, and I got like personally created messages for all 5 of them, but he answered the phone, so I got to pour into him, and he, as my cousin was an earshot
at 2:30.
No, I take that back. That's when the Lord was pouring into me. I waited till the sun actually came up to actually call.
Okay, because I was like, okay, she called people At 2:30. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, that would be kind of rude. Yeah, but if I'm on a mission to deliver a message,
The message
you
gotta go. The message
and
gotta
that's
get
right,
out.
right? Because I am the he gives me the messages to give to other people. I'm just the vessel. I just got to pour it back out, right? Because it didn't belong to
Yes.
me. So my
Yes.
cousin
That's it.
was an earshot of this conversation, and she was like, "Ooh, she must know something that I don't," because the energy is different, and I've been in her life for all of her life. She's like 15 years younger than me. This is
Mm,
my cousin on my father's side. This is the one that I speak to the most.
right.
And we.
So she know.
Yeah, she know. And she told me today, yeah, you knew something too that day you put his ass on notice. I was like, well,
But that's like you said, that's what we gotta do.
yeah.
The Lord
Because
puts
I
it in
just
our
basically
spirit,
told her,
and we
leave her
have to
alone.
be.
If you're not gonna be your best self, then walk away now.
That's it. That's it. That's
That was
it.
the message that I was given. You do what you want with it, but it's been said and it's out there, and it definitely can
And
be.
that's how we have to all look at our lives, right? If you have people in your life that are not giving you their best, yet you are giving your best, it is
That part.
also your responsibility to be a good steward of your heart and your peace.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Do you
there,
see how I'm glowing right now, ma'am? Because I'm in alignment right now. I
yes,
see I'm glowing and
you are
uh,
glowing.
you know,
You are glowing
copper and stuff, coppery.
now. Okay, because you probably been out the country and shit. I know
Actually, I'm
you.
just in my backyard. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I mean, you in Texas, so it is hot.
Oh yeah, it was 101 degrees.
It is hot. You gonna get that glow. You get
Oh
that glow.
yeah. You see my tan lines and stuff.
Okay. I mean, and you see all this melanin
I
glowing.
see the chocolate, ma'am.
Yes, the chocolate
I'm
is
sorry,
chocolate.
my fan flicking is hitting off and on. So this
Right,
is
because you got the brace on. I see it. I see it. So let's get into the topic today.
okay.
So I told you I would tell you guys what Creative Maladjustment Week is about. So Creative Maladjustment Week is celebrated in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s concept of creative maladjustment. And he introduced this concept or idea in his 1963 speech to West Michigan University, where he was advocating for the need to remain creatively maladjusted to societal injustices and norms that don't align with ethical and moral principles. Okay. So it's observed annually from July 7th to the 14th. And during that time, individuals are encouraged to really challenge society's expectations and the norms that are unjust and oppressive. And it promotes the idea that being maladjusted to certain societal pressures, it's not just acceptable, but it's necessary for social progress and personal authenticity. Okay. So it's really about embracing your unique identity, your values, but also to make sure that we are always fostering a culture of creative resistance and empowerment where necessary. How do you shine authentically as you? That's what we're talking about today. Okay. So, the first thing is really looking at kind of breaking free from these kind of chains that society has us in, these little boxes, these expectations, okay, that they place on us, especially as Black women, right? So, what I really want to explore is those invisible chains that really hold us back. And how do we break free from these crazy ass societal expectations that they place on us? Like we have to be 2 and 3 times better than their best person, but they still want to act like we're average, right? Like the fact that we're not allowed to be upset at work, or we're the angry Black woman. We're not allowed to stand up for ourselves at work when things are done wrong to us, because we're supposed to be a team player. We're supposed to accept microaggressions and toxic work environments because we should be happy that we have a job, that we should be okay being passed over for those promotions that we know are ours because it just wasn't the right time. Now, I done trained all the people that done came up in here and they all got promotions, but I'm still sitting here. Find somebody else to do it. Stuff like that, right?
See, I'm trying really, really hard not to go off. And I am actively trying to do decaf because I've had some realization that
Okay.
I don't need no help going from 0 to 100.
You don't. You don't. I'm surprised that this is just now a revelation for you.
I know, because sometimes you're the last one to know and everything and stuff.
Sometimes you are. Sometimes you are. You got to. Yeah,
But did you see that I did not go off the deep end?
you did
Now
it.
my facial expressions will show enough speaking
They
volumes.
will. They will show, but you did not.
That's the first step, right? I'm I that was so previous 4 seasons and stuff, and I'm trying really hard to be unbothered. I'm trying
So, but
really hard.
sometimes it's okay to be unbothered, right? It's okay to be
Oh,
unbothered. Sometimes that's what we have to do is be unbothered. That unrest is what causes change,
ho, ho.
right? That's what
I'm sick
pushes
and
us
tired
to
of being
change.
sick and tired part.
Yes. When
Yeah.
we are tired of the tiredness, of the unjustness, of the toxic work environments, when we are ready to figure out what freedom looks like for us, we'll make change.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's when I've noticed that things take place in my life when I get to be that sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm way past done with you and your bullshit.
Yeah. And that's where we're not as a people yet. We're not
Mm,
there yet. I feel like we're moving in the right direction most times, but we're definitely not there yet,
mm,
right?
mm,
Because society wants to dictate how we look,
mm.
how we act, and even how we think, how we carry ourselves,
Don't
how
forget
we
the
treat
uterus
our
now. Don't forget the
family.
uterus.
Yeah. How we procreate, right? They want to try and dictate all of these things for us. And these constraints are often deeply rooted in cultural norms that go unchallenged. Like we're telling them it's okay, right? Like if you look at the concept of dance,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at African tribes, this whole concept of twerking ain't nothing but tribal dance. Africans, Brazilians, and other Latin cultures, other cultures of color, Indian, have different types of tribal dance. And some of them look an awful lot like various forms of twerking.
Hmm.
But yet, when a black person, when a Brazilian woman is doing the dance and she's got on the little skimpy outfits, nobody bats an eye because that's her culture. That's beautiful. It's celebrated. You let a black person do it in America. Oh my God, they're so ghetto. They're ratchet. They don't know how to act. Right?
Hmm.
The societal norms about, just like you said, about giving birth and being a mother, that you can tell me what to do with my body. I've been violated, but you still are trying to control the fact that I don't want to keep this child. But you want to control it. You don't want to take care of it though.
You ain't even
You
trying to
don't
take care
want
of the
to
kids
take
that's
care.
already here. The fuck? Get out of here, man.
So there's so many things, right? We're expected as Black women, we're expected to be the strong Black woman without being the angry Black woman. We're supposed to be self-sacrificing, neglecting our own needs because we're too busy taking care of everyone else. Now, according to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, this superwoman schema leads to increased stress and mental health issues among Black women.
Hey.
And it does because we're stressed, we're overwhelmed, we are just soul tired. And it's not like, and I'm talking about
What you
those of
just
us
said?
soul
Soul.
tired. Yeah, soul fatigue.
SOUL. Not
Mhm.
soul, but soul. I love it.
Soul. Yes. There's two things that I talk about. One is the success paradox, and the other is soul fatigue, and how the two of those things are inextricably linked. Like the success paradox is high achieving, very accomplished women. From the outside, everything just looks great. She got the car, the money, the house, the great job. She probably has the relationship she wants. She's got the social status and standing. She's the hot girl, the it girl. But inside here, does not feel that way. She feels like she's slowly dying. She feels like she's stuck in this cycle of expectation. I'm expected to achieve. That's a trauma response, that super driven thing she's got, her superwoman syndrome,
Hmm.
right? And they go home and they cry. And they don't feel fulfilled. They're in toxic work environments. But I'm a top lawyer, right? And that's that success paradox. Everything looks great on the outside looking in. Looks like I've got the life everybody wants. Then you turn around and you realize this ain't the life that you want.
Mm.
You're living other people's expectations, other people's desires, other people's wants for you. You're not living your truth. You're living unfulfilled. You're not taking care of your
You're not.
needs. And that's the soul fatigue, because we're just tired in our soul. And you're not thriving. It looks like you're thriving. It checks the boxes of thriving, but you know deep down that you are not. You are in survival mode. You're stuck in survival mode. And part of this show today is, how do I break free from all of that? How do I start to challenge these norms that they put up at us?
I got one for you. How
Yes.
about when you're traveling and they give you the briefing about the mask? You cannot help the person next to you if you don't help yourself first. Can you
That's right.
imagine
That's
how
right.
we would all be if we reabsorbed the power that you let somebody steal from you?
Baby. Ooh, say that again. Say that again.
Can you imagine how this world would be if we reabsorbed the power that we willingly gave away?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if you had a you to take care of you? Can
Say
you
that three
imagine?
times fast.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Can you
that's true.
imagine if you were lifted by your soul from the inside out and you were operating at your highest, greatest potential because you weren't helping the outside to destroy you from the outside coming in?
Mm.
Because you're already, it's like your skin. You're a bag. Your skin is the bag full of pieces but the pieces on the inside of the skin are not connected by those synapses and the tendons and the things that keep it functioning, because you're too busy looking like you got it all together. Meanwhile, you crying in the bathroom. I'm only speaking about myself. I'm only speaking about myself.
That's right.
I'm in the bathroom crying my eyes out. I got antacids in my desk. It's one thing to look like you got it going on, and another whole different thing to actually have it all the way going on.
Yes. And that's what we're trying to get to. Some people, I think, they're stuck in this cycle of conformity, right?
Yeah.
Because what it does, it stifles your personal growth and your creativity. Because I'm just going to jump in line. I'm going to be like everybody else. I'm going to do what everyone else is doing. If that was the case, we wouldn't have a lot of the contributions to society that we have, because it takes people who are going to step out, to not conform, right? Because the Journal of Black Psychology highlighted that Black women who embrace their true selves and reject societal pressures experience higher levels of self-esteem and life satisfaction, because they've made that transition from just surviving and doing what I'm told to living life on my terms.
That part.
Once you do that, the first thing you got to do is you have to challenge the cultural norms that you grew up with. You have to challenge those lessons that your parents gave you, that your community gave you, that the schools gave you. You have to challenge all of those things.
And unlearn some. In retirement,
Baby.
somebody, my husband saw
Unlearn
or
it
read
all.
somewhere that when this dude was working, he was talking to hundreds of people every day, every week. In retirement, that number goes down to 0 or 1.
Yes.
And it's the unlearning the toxic behavior. It's the reprogramming yourself. It's the taking the time. This is me. I'm only speaking about me. Girl, I have been up and running and ripping and running and running and taking care of my family. My son was young, both of our mothers, and all of the things. And I know I shortchanged myself. I didn't give that much to myself, even though I know I deserved it. But right now, it's me learning that and taking the time and showing, like, actively showing myself grace and not speaking that hurt again. It's like you're going through it all over again when you tell that story over and over and over again and stuff. And it doesn't have to be like that. Like, change the doggone narrative. You have the power now to change your narrative. Don't wait like me to do that after retirement. You can do it right now, today, and you still got a couple more working years in front of you.
That's right. And one of the things that I think is very important in that is when you challenge these cultural norms, right? And say, I will not live this way. I will not continue to perpetuate this stereotype or to live this conformist lifestyle, right? So, like for me, one of the toxic things that I had to unlearn was when my boys were young. Now, they're not my natural born children, but those are still my babies, right? And they in their 20s now. When they were small and living with me, one of the things, they were crybabies. They were so mad. They didn't want to share nothing, you know. But, and I would tell them, what does crying get you? And they would say, nothing. Then why are you doing it? And what I realized that does, it breeds men who don't know how to control and show emotion. Right? That was something I had to unlearn and to adjust and change in my thinking, because what I didn't want was to raise young men who were not emotionally stable, who had a low emotional intelligence, emotional quotient. I didn't want that. If I didn't want that, I had to change what I had learned and what I saw growing up. I had to challenge that. At work, I was, and I've talked about this before, having worked at the major telecom company and having written, it was a new group that started. I wrote all the policies, the procedures, I wrote the training, I wrote the things. And when I came up for promotion, they brought somebody else from the outside in. Then, of course, who trained her? I told myself, you're going to stand up for yourself. You are going to make sure that this never happens to you again. Don't think I didn't get my promotion.
And did.
Right? But we have to be willing to conform and to sometimes change ourselves. Right?
Yeah.
Ourselves. Now, how do you break free? Okay. How do we break free? It requires self-awareness. It's going to require you to be courageous. And it's going to require you to embrace, understand, know, and embrace your true self. Now, externally, this is all your internal things. That's the internal stuff that it takes. It takes working on you first. Then you work on the external things. And that's like setting boundaries, challenging the status quo truthfully, standing up for yourself. Mindfulness practices can help you build your self-awareness, because sometimes have you ever driven home and wondered how the hell you got there? You don't remember any of the drive. You were not mindful. You were not aware. Your body is operating off of instinct. Yes, you saw and you obeyed the traffic signals. You weren't in a risk of having an accident, but your body was going off of memorization. You were not fully in that moment. Mindfulness can help you with self-awareness. You can journal so that you can understand what your true desires are, what your hurts are, letting go a lot of those hurt and pain. You could take assertiveness training so that you can set boundaries and actually enforce them. Because we set boundaries all the time. When you're talking to yourself, I ain't never going, and they not going, I'm not going. But then they come back and do the same thing, because we can set all the boundaries we want to. But if we are not enforcing those boundaries, first boundary you have to set with yourself.
Yeah.
I will stand up for myself. I will love me first. Right? Now, these practices can really help you on your journey to breaking free from that conformist lifestyle, so that you can step out and operate in your own right. Look at women like Michelle Obama, right? You've got Stacey Adams. Y'all know, if you in Georgia, you know Stacey Abrams. I mean, you know who Stacey Abrams is. Serena Williams. Come on. Beyonce. Right? Look at the Black women around you who are making change. They're affecting change because they refused to accept what society told them were their limitations. Think on that for a minute. Now we got to take a brief, just a brief, un momento, por favor. I don't want you to feel like we got a lot. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a project that I've got coming up, and I want you guys to help me celebrate, okay, and to help me promote this. What are we talking about today? Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
You see
Yeah.
that? You see that beautiful cover right there?
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel it? That stirring in your soul, that fire in your belly that's been waiting to be ignited. It's time. It's time for you to reclaim your power, to heal your wounds, to rise from the ashes of your past, and to soar into the brilliant future you deserve. Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul isn't just an anthology, it's a revolution. It's your story, it's my story, it's our stories. And from the depths of trauma to the heights of triumph, these pages pulse with the unbreakable spirit of Black women. We've cried, we've fought, we've loved, and now we are rising together. This is your invitation to join a sisterhood of resilience, to find your voice in the chorus of our strength, to see yourself reflected in the stories that are going to shake you to your core and also lift you to new heights. Now, Gumbo for the Black Woman's Soul launches July 29th. But this week, we're going to open it up for pre sales. Okay? You're going to head on over. Not today, though. Don't go today. Don't go today. But you're going to head on over to the gumboanthology.com. That's where you can pre order a signed copy, or you'll be able to reserve it on Amazon. So that as soon as that book, baby, hit the streets, your copy will be on your way to you. Because we need your help. We need to get this book into 1,000 hands in that first 1-2 weeks of it being on pre-order. This book changes lives. It is a movement. It is a calling. Like we're talking about changing our lives on this show today. This is your start. It's a movement, and that movement starts with you. So you're going to be able to pre order tomorrow, July 9th. You'll be able to pre order. You're going to head on over to Amazon. You're going to get that pre order in. And we're going to change our community together for the better. Y'all see that cover? Cover 5. That's that 5. Y'all can't see it on TikTok, but that's why y'all need to join us over here. Yeah, that's why you need to join us over here. But when I tell you, this is a project of love that was put on my spirit by the Most High God. And just like Sharonda said, she got that download. I've got this download. And that's what we have to do. If we want different, we've got to be different. We've got to look different, act different. We cannot continue to live yesterday's words, yesterday's lifestyle, yesterday's norms and cultures and traditions, and think that we're going to progress to our next level. Because a lot of times we're living things that don't serve us anymore. And we're just scared to change it because we don't want to step out on faith. My mama taught me this, or my grandma taught me this. That doesn't mean they were right. They may have given you the best that they had at that time. It is up to you. Looking you right in your face. Look, see me looking at you. It is up to you to redefine your path, to redefine and to start new traditions. We've talked about that on so many of these episodes. You don't have to stick to the traditions that your family had. They may not work for you, for your life, for your family, for where you want to go in the future. It is okay to say, this doesn't work for me anymore, and I want different. So let me ask you this, Rhonda.
Yes.
What do you think? What does living authentically mean to you?
How much time we got?
You got 19 minutes.
Oh, well,
You got a little bit of time.
well, taking the time out just for me to be completely doing nothing at all. Because for the first 27 years of my life, I'll say maybe more 25, because that's when I retired. So the first 25, it was ripping and running, and we got to get this, we got to do this, we got to do that, and like way too much on my plate. Like, somebody at the doggone cookout got a freaking 6 inches worth of freaking food on one damn Dixie plate and stuff. Your ass could have went back for a second or third trip. But taking stuff off of my plate and just sitting down and listening to the birds, feel the breeze, and just be in the now. Like, I have earphones in my ears, but it's off, so I can hear the birds. So I think we talked about cardinals and how a pair of cardinals used to always come and visit my mom when she was living here and stuff. And so now I'm noticing, or somebody shared with me, that cardinals are the spirits of your loved ones gone before you and stuff. And so I'm noticing I went on my walk this morning, cardinals everywhere. And I just felt so much love, and just sitting in that. And like, I actually took my blood pressure when I was in Detroit. My blood pressure was 129/80, because I was sleeping in the room that once belonged to my grandmother and then my mother, and our spirits were just dancing. And my husband caught me on, when you're video chatting, he just saw the smile on my face, and it was being able to be in that space. They've long gone, but their spirits are still here with us and stuff, and being able to commune with them. There's a picture of the two of them hanging in the hall in that same house that I grew up in, and I just smile, because I am their dream come true. I am realizing that I am experiencing a level of freedom that they never got to enjoy at this age, and everybody that came before them and stuff. And like they teach us over there about, we are the ones, right?
We are.
And I take that wholeheartedly, and I am taking advantage of the freedom, because I've never been this free before in my whole adult life, ever, because I've always been pulled in different directions, got to do 50 million things. And so now it's my time to not do a doggone thing at all, and just be. And I have a open channel with the Lord and I, and we're just in that space and stuff. And that's what it is for me, the authentic part of me, to go into that part of myself that well before I was even thought of, they created this space for me. I'm here because of the strongest ones that made that voyage, and I owe it to them to see what this freedom thing looks like. Nobody's pulling them. Girl, I was so damn done with people last week before the 4th of July weekend. I was like, everybody wanted something from me. It's like, no, I am not peopling anymore today. I'm done. I'm done. Stop asking me for shit. I don't, leave me alone. And I just got really indignant with it and stuff, and like pulling myself away, because people are so doggone used to,
They feel
go after
entitled.
Rhonda to do it.
Yeah, they have a sense of entitlement to your time, your
That
effort,
part.
and to you. And we have to be true to self first. So what is
Absolutely. Put
authenticity,
your
right?
mask on first.
Right. And so what is authenticity? Authenticity is really being true to your values, your beliefs, and your desires, right? It's aligning your actions with your true self rather than aligning to
What other
the
people think.
self that others expect you to be, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Now, according to Brene Brown, authenticity is a collection of choices we make every day to show up and be real. It's about the courage to be imperfect and vulnerable, right?
Mhm.
And so, how do you embrace that authenticity, right? Again, self reflection is going to be your first way,
Mhm.
but also self acceptance and self expression,
Mhm.
right? What are your core values? If you don't know what your core values and your passions are, you're nowhere near
You're at a
ready to be
deficit.
authentic, right? You are
Mhm,
still in this conformist stage, and that's okay.
mhm.
Because the fact that you want to know means you may be ready to move to that next level, right? So find out what your core values are. What do you believe? What do you stand against? And what do you stand for? And
Or
what are
your
you
fall for
passionate
anything.
about? Yeah. And what are you passionate about? Do you practice self compassion? Do you have
That part.
compassion for yourself? Do you give yourself grace? And do you
Mhm.
challenge the negative self talk that we have? Y'all know that Ricky
Ricky Bobby.
Bobby. I'll tell Ricky Bobby to shut the hell up in a minute. Shut the fuck up, Ricky Bobby. Right?
That part.
And finally, you express your true self through your actions that you take and the decisions that you make. That's a bar. Let me clack on that.
That was me clacking the fan for
How
you.
was you
Thank
trying to clack? I know you can't. I got you.
thanks.
So when we put all that together, it is this ongoing journey. And it's continuous. You're never going to be like, okay, I've reached authenticity. I can stop now. Authenticity is a lifelong thing, baby. Once you have it and you know it, you have to be consistent and have continuous effort and self awareness to maintain it. Because for me, living authentically is being Leanne all day and night. One thing people who know me are going to know, I'm going to be bald headed and I'm probably going to be naked somewhere, right? They know that I love life. I will fight for my people. If I love you, I love you. I come with strong emotions because I'm a Cancer. I might be a little emotional sometimes, but I'm a thug with emotions.
You took it out my mouth.
Thug motions. That's what we're going to call it. I got thug
Love
motions.
motions. Yes. Today's vocabulary word for the ninth season is what again?
Thug
Thug,
motions.
thug motions. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thug emotions. Thugs have emotions too, right? So for me living authentically means giving my best to me first
I love it.
so that I can give my best to other people as a byproduct. Because if I'm not full, if I'm not overflowing, I don't have anything to give to anybody else.
Cup and saucer.
That's it. We talk about it all the time. Y'all know,
Yeah.
right?
And that day that I was done peopling, I think people's fingers was tipping into my
They
teacup.
was tipping into your cup, right? Now, one thing I also say is when you are on that journey of authenticity, you have to overcome your fear of judgment because it
You can't be
becomes
caring what they think when you
as
supposed to
certain
be
right
celebrating you.
as certain parts of your journey it's going to be lonely because when you step into yourself and your authentic self, there are going to be people who want you to go back to the old you, that conformist you, the you that would do what they said and act because that's how you were supposed to act. That's how a good woman does, right?
Hmm.
You have to overcome that. You have to build up your self confidence so high that can't nobody knock you down, right? Put yourself in supportive environments. Stop focusing on those friends who are nice, nasty.
Mm. Now my mama word. That's my mama word
That
right
have,
there.
and you know, nice nasties, they give you a compliment
Mm.
wrapped in an insult.
Mm.
I love that dress. I could never wear it, but how's your little job doing? How's your little business going? Now, I had to take the word little out of my vocabulary because I realized I said it a lot. Now, I didn't mean it in a negative way, but it could be perceived that way. So I work hard not to say little this, little that. Because some people, when they say they're being real nasty to you, how's your little job going? Your little business? My little business pay these bills every month, baby. Pay these
Mm.
bills every month, right? So you have to say, I don't give a shit what you people say about me and my journey because this is my life and I am the star in my own movie, baby. I'm not going to be the leading lady in my story. Huh? That don't even make sense. So, as we round out the hour, because our in season 9, we endeavor to be on to end on time. The last part I want to talk about, I think you'll get a kick out of this, Sharonda, is building a resilient rebel mindset. Okay?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
fit that. I vibe with that
Right.
because that's been me in my
Yeah.
life. Like it
Yeah.
was the straight up not even giving up. I couldn't find no fucks. I couldn't dig deep enough to find no fucks about what somebody else thought.
Yeah. But we have to do that. There's
Hmm.
no way that you can move to the next level if you're always focused on what other people think and not what you think of yourself. Now, a resilient rebel mindset involves the courage to defy societal norms and the resilience to withstand the challenges that are going to come with that. Because when you step up and stand up for yourself, people are not going to like it and they're going to try to knock you down a peg.
Hmm.
You heard that? She thinks she all that. You don't have a couple of friends that be like, "Oh, you too good for us now. Oh, you think you better than us?" No, you do. That's why you said it. And it's
Yeah.
about, it's also about staying true to yourself despite the pressures to go back to the old you because you're going to get a lot of pushback.
Hmm.
Now, this mindset is characterized by your confidence,
Mm-hmm.
by your determination,
Mm-hmm.
and a strong sense of self-worth. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
build that because
It
what
actually happens organically when you're on a mission. Like if you're working and attempting, you're doing your masters or whatever and stuff. An aura developed around my desk at work where people would just, you could see them avoiding my desk if they were coming at me with some kind of idiotic
yeah, don't come with no
water
food.
cooler
Yeah, we
talking
don't
about.
want we ain't got time for that
Don't come
foolishness.
over here with that. Do not come over here with that because I am not here for that. And I was just so fine that they weren't talking to me. It's okay. Move
You ain't got
around
to.
with that. I got work to do and stuff, right? And
Yeah.
so it happened automatically by itself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does, but that's because you, the mindset didn't come by itself. The actions and the things came because you had a mindset shift already that I'm here to do this. I'm on this course, right? Because what you're going to end up with is greater fulfillment, higher self esteem. You're going to have improved mental health because somewhere you flick that switch that said, today is the day that I changed, made a pivot. So my chapter 53, that was my pivot to I want to be a better Leanne, right? And I'm going to take actions related to that. So once we get our mindset, right, we're able to navigate our challenges more effectively, and we're going to bounce back from setbacks much faster because we know we on a mission. We've got a course that we've set.
And you will become a change agent and inspire other people to go to school.
Say it, say it, say it, say
Because
it.
it happened. Because they thought that they were competing with me. No, it's not a competition if I don't participate. This is the same person thought that I was better than them. No, you think I'm better than you.
Right. You think I'm
Can't
better
beat
than
me.
you.
That's why you're going to school too.
Look, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you're going to school. That's a beautiful thing. Now, how do we develop this resilient rebel mindset? One,
put your goal in front of you and move out.
put that goal in front of you. Yes. But it starts even before the goal, right? We've got to embrace our uniqueness and understand and recognize our strengths. Write it down. What is unique and wonderful about me, right? What are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? You have to know that so well about yourself. You're going to practice self-compassion and you're going to challenge that negative self-talk. You're going to write out your goals. This is where I want to be in this amount of time. And then the action plan to get there, right? You're going to engage in activities that build confidence and resilience. And those small goals, don't try and make this humongous big world goal. If you do, because you can have, I do say let me take that back. You start with a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. Okay. But that one goal gets broken down into small goals that are achievable in short amounts of time. Because what you want is consistent wins. That's going to what? Improve your self-esteem. It's going to improve your confidence. You're going to be more consistent. Consistency builds resiliency. Say it again. Consistency builds resiliency. That's a principle y'all need to. I'm gonna write that down. Write that down for me, Sharon. Text me that. That's a good one. Please. And then you need to put yourself in the company of people that encourage your authenticity and they provide a safe space for growth. Sharonda does that. My friend Nicole, Paulette, Crystal, they do that. I have a lot of friends who do that for me, and I'm blessed to have them, right? So you have to, and that sometimes means you got to leave people, places, and things alone.
I just got done saying, you can't take them with you. Some people come with you, can't go with you.
They can't go to the next level.
You
gonna try and take them to the upper room with you too? No. Some people you have to leave. Lisa Nichols said that you can't take everybody with you.
That's right.
You have to leave some of those people where they were. They're holding you back. MC Hammer, he wanted to take the whole hood with him. Now that's honorable, but you can't take everybody with you because everybody ain't meant to be there. That is your road, your journey. Everybody's not meant to come with you because everybody don't wish you well. Some of the people closest to you don't wish you well. And so we have to know that. And once we have that resilient rebel mindset, we now can work on overcoming the challenges that are going to come from it. Because you're going to have some challenges. They're inevitable. But when you have that resilient rebel mindset, baby, you're now better equipped to handle them head on because you've been dealing with them the whole time that you've been changing your mindset. So again, that consistency builds resiliency, right? You're going to be developing problem solving skills. You're going to learn how to maintain a positive outlook. You're going to learn how to set those boundaries and what? Enforce the boundaries. Like Sharonda said, people knew. Don't even come around me with that mess. Because her boundary was set and it was enforced. Because
You change and everything around you will change
her
too.
mindset said, we not having that. So they knew their energy was not welcome there. The energy of disturbance and unrest is not welcome around Sharonda, right? And I want you to always remember that setbacks are a part of the journey. They're just things for us to learn, lessons that we need to learn so we can get to the next level. God never gives you more than you can handle. And the trials and triumphs are because there's a lesson that you're supposed to be learning within that. And you're doomed to repeat it until you learn that lesson.
That part.
You can't skip grades until you get all the lessons. So if you want to go to that next level, you have to learn the lessons in all the pain, the trials, the tribulations, the challenges that come up. Use it to better yourself, right? Look at some of the rebels, Maya Angelou, right? Love me some Maya Angelou because she faced adversity all throughout her career. If you look at the different things that she used to do when she was a singer, when she was like a dancer, like she had a lot of adversity. She faced a lot of challenges in her life, and she always held her head high. She took those lessons and she built them into her. Okay, I'm building myself up. That's what we do. So, what do you think, Sharonda? What would you say is one tip that you would give somebody about how can they develop their resilient rebel mindset?
You're made this way for a reason. It's time for you to turn on and tap in to who you were created to be. Stop
Amen.
trying to fit in and stand out like you were made to do. You are one of one. You are the only one that can be you.
That's it.
Get to know that person. You'll be pleasantly surprised and very, very shocked at how awesome they are.
Yes. And we had one comment from Imaginista8 on Instagram that said, "Thank you, ladies, for your openness. It took me a while to become a strong woman in any capacity." And you're welcome. And just
Very.
know that that strong woman has been inside you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
She just needed a little help coming to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
The challenges that you go through, there's always going to be challenge. There's always going to be something that's going to trigger past trauma that you had. Healing is a journey, not a destination. You're never fully healed. You just know how to manage the triggers so that they don't take you out anymore. They may
Mm-hmm.
knock you down or not, they may not even knock you down anymore. They just knock you back a little bit. Like when somebody hits you, you fumble a couple of steps and then
Mm.
you recover and you keep moving forward. That's what we're building. That's what we're building on our healing journeys. And when we've got that resilient rebel mindset, what we've learned is that we are enough. We do not have to change ourselves to fit into somebody else's mold. Because, baby, I was not made to fit a mold. They broke the mold when they made me.
Mm.
You know? Why do I want to be like everybody else? Why be ordinary when I can be extraordinary? Call me weird, call me whatever you want. Don't call me late for dinner and don't call me late for my money. That's it. That's it. That's all. So what would you like to leave the people? Is there anything you would like to leave the people with as we wrap up this show? Episode 1, season 9.
Season 9. Oh my gosh.
Season 9, Tronda. You've been here since season 4. Been here over. You've been at, wow, that means you've been here a full year now, Sharonda.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Well, I would just like to leave y'all with, go explore who you were created to be. And don't stop until you find out who that person is. Because it's definitely not who you masquerading to be. Like we were talking about the mask earlier. Take the mask off that's created with all of the things that people say that you should be. And put the mask on of, I am who I am.
That's right. That's it.
And it's way more than enough, I promise you. You built for this. You got this. That's it. That's all.
And what I'm going to leave you with this. When you love yourself more than anyone else can love you, it'll be a lot easier to step out on faith, to live your unapologetic truth, to be who you are, and to not be afraid to lose people. And it's a journey we all take. We all have insecurities. That's not what I'm saying. It's saying I'm courageous because in the face of those fears, in the face of my insecurities, I get up, get out, and I do it anyway. That's real courage. You have everything inside of you that you need to make that change, to be that rebel. Focus on yourself. Find out what makes you happy, what brings you joy. Find out what's no longer serving you and work to remove it from your life. It may not be a today thing that you can remove it. It may require you to strategize and have a plan. But remember, every day we're working towards it because what? Consistency breeds resiliency. You got this. We got this. And welcome to season 9 of the Wake Up Happy Sis show.
Absolutely.
We will be back on maybe Thursday. We'll be back Thursday. I'll just be talking crap. You know, y'all gonna see us Thursday. So we love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us through these seasons. Stay tuned because we have so much more of this good shit in store for you. And if you want to be on the show, where's our banners? If you want to be on the show, you want to be a guest, head on over to wakeuphappysis.com. You're going to be able to sign up as a guest, see what the new episodes are. You'll be able to sign up and we'll get you on the show. Now make sure you also head on over to Bookkeeping for Life and go get them books done. We tired of telling you this. You don't just need your books done at tax time. You need your books done all year round so that you can be ready for tax time. Either you want the help or you don't.
What she said. I'm not on them no more, girl. It's open. If you want, I can. If you don't, it's still okay with me. It's still okay.
That's it.
Unbothered.
We're going to do us regardless. So you do you, boo. All right, y'all. We love you. And we're Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wake Up Happy Sis on KCCR The Brownstone. Make sure you show up every Monday at 10 a.m. for